Hi, everybody. My name is Oля Bas with Edge Home Finance, your residential go-to mortgage person. And today I have with me David Celentano with the Reticle Pass Solution. Hi, David. How are you doing today?
Hi, Ola. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Good, good. Thank you. So I wanted to ask you too. I've seen a lot of those love bugs on the roads. It's been dramatic lately. What do you think about it? How can we cope with those?
They are definitely out of control right now. Over the past few years, we definitely haven't had as many, but a lot of people are saying this year, and I'm also noticing this year we are being inundated. And I will say, one thing you want to make sure of is that within 2 or 3 days, you get them cleaned off the pan of your car because they are acidic and they definitely can do some serious damage.
What is the issue? Why do we do have so many of them this year? What happened?
So a lot of people say that, Florida stopped doing weather modification and things like
Right.
that. What it comes down to, that love bugs, they typically mate along the side of concrete, asphalt, and the grass. And we've added a lot of asphalt to
I
these
see.
areas over the past few years. And with the dryness, it just has caused a major hatch out. And it's bad. And we're seeing it all over the state. And, it's actually a good sign of things that are healing. So we definitely want to see the insects out there because we've definitely had a lack of flying insects over the past few years. And there's been some concerns about the local ecology system.
Wonderful. So hopefully they'll be gone soon, any day soon. I mean, I've seen less, like probably this morning it's less than yesterday, but hopefully they'll be gone. They'll
Usually
travel
about a month
somewhere
or
else.
so.
Awesome. So David has been fantastic with any type of pest control you can possibly imagine in Florida, and he's absolutely your go-to guy. I've been in mortgages, and I've very often we're doing inspections, especially when it comes to FHA mortgages. We need to make sure that home is inspected properly and also sort pests are being treated for. What is the major issue being seen in Florida as of late when it comes to, let's say, resale existing homes?
So existing homes, what we've been seeing around right now in this area in particular, Sarasota, Manatee, are big-headed ants. They're the ones that inundate the yards. You've probably seen like little cracks in the soil and around trees and along the sidewalks.
Right.
And these ants have come in and taken over the entire area due to the fill-in dirt that the builders have brought in. So these ants can definitely get in the walls. They can get in the attics, and they're very high numbers. It can be difficult to get rid of.
What damage can they cause? How dangerous are they?
So as far as danger, they're not dangerous to people as far as like bites or disease. But what we do see is that because they do tend to go towards electrical, they have been found being packed inside of electrical outlets and things, which they can cause a short. It doesn't happen all the time, but there has been house fires that have started from insects compacting within a metal casing within the wall of an outlet inside of a home.
I see. How about termites? Because I've been seeing a couple issues recently, especially with my FHA deals, that the houses have been damaged by termites. Have you seen that often?
Termites are definitely prevalent in Florida. We have subterranean termites, we have drywood termites, we have cone termites. So it's just a matter of when your home is going to get termites. It's not an if in Florida. Termites are around. They're going to swarm multiple times a year. So definitely you want to get inspected, and it's not a good idea to wait until the damage is present. There are multiple ways that people can get prevention for drywood and subterranean termites on their home, and then definitely should do that, especially if you're moving down from up north, because things are a lot different down here in our subtropical climate than it is up there where it's colder and drier.
David, tell us, please, why should people go to you? Why cannot we go to Lowe's or any other home repair store and get some treatment and just do it ourselves, DIY? Why do we hire you? What is the
Absolutely.
difference?
That's a great question. So a lot of these do-it-yourself stuff, the Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, even Pesty, or a lot of these prevalent do-it-yourself things that we've been seeing pop up all over the internet these days.
Right.
These products typically come in a 1-gallon container, and they give you enough to treat roughly about 250 square feet. If you read the actual label on the products, you're supposed to treat 2 to 3 feet up on your house, up to 7 feet out in your lawn, and just
Right.
mathematically speaking, you can't do that with a gallon of product. Not to mention, you're just surface treating. You're not actually inspecting and finding why you're having the problem. So you could actually just be treating what you see, which in the case of ants is only about 10% of the colony that's out at a time. So if you're just spraying those, they're typically just going to continue to come back repeatedly.
So where's the other colony? So they are outside, or how do they know that don't they see the danger that is being treated? There is a chemical, so they.
A lot of the products, especially in the do-it-yourself market, are non-repellent. So insects have a hard time sensing them. Mm-hmm. So they just continue to walk over it. And that's why they seem to, a lot of people, like they work, because you spray something and then you find some dead ants. Well, you've killed a few ants, but now that colony, wherever it is, whether it's in a wall void, a palm tree outside, anywhere that nest is, the queen is probably going into overdrive, reproducing to replenish those that you just killed, and they're going to come back usually in higher numbers.
Oh, wow. Makes me want to inspect all my home now, hearing this. So once you come and treat, is it like one-time session, or you recommend doing some prevention, ongoing treatment?
So ongoing treatment is definitely recommended in Florida, just because the consistent weather patterns that we have. It's always warm, it's always wet. Even when we're dry, we still have springtails and other things that pop up. Ants are pretty dominant right now. And it's just a constant battle trying to keep your home from having any type of invaders. So having service sometime between 2 and 3 times a year is definitely recommended. Some people like it up to 6 times a year, especially if you're trying to relieve yourself from mosquitoes or biting midges or things around the outside of your home.
Talking about which, mosquitoes, I think we're starting mosquito season, don't we, in Florida?
Oh, yes, we are.
Yes, we are. So what are we doing for this? Because and also no-see-ums, if you can dwell upon, because I've suffered myself from no-see-ums in the past. A couple of years ago, outside my house, and it was terrible. So is there any kind of protection, any kind of treatment you provided against those?
Absolutely. So professionally, what a lot of companies do is we have backpack misters that we treat the foliage around your home. So we treat the grass, we treat your shrubs, we treat trees up to about 15 feet up in the air. This is where the mosquito is going to land to get its siphon out to bite you. They don't fly around ready to bite. So we treat that. We treat your eaves. We also use growth regulators and other types of products to treat the areas that mosquitoes breed in. So if you have areas of low lying that water can collect, if you have any tires or batteries or any type of debris around your lawn that can hold water, you can definitely be breeding a significant amount of mosquitoes that are just coming straight to you. So when I'm out there, I'm knocking over all these water sources, and I'm adding products to them that will keep the mosquitoes from breeding in those areas. There's also more intense things that can be done on a more frequent basis, as often as every 3 weeks, to really get aggressive with mosquitoes, depending on the threshold you're looking for.
How does the fact that a lot of houses sitting on the lake apply to the mosquitoes and no-see-ums? Like a lot of it's just we know that a lot of people like to live on the lake, and my house is located on the lake. How is it different?
So when you live on a lake, a lot of times, and these communities are beautiful that they're building, and there's a lot of man-made lakes, and It is imperative that they're maintained. And by maintained, I mean like by the lake doctor, or at minimum have some type of fountain device inside of it to keep the water moving. Mosquitoes, biting midges, and other insects breed around the edges where that algae and debris build up over time. And that's where these things build up, and they will come right out, and they are hungry. No-see-ums can come right through your screen. So if you're sitting on your lanai getting bit, when I come out, I do use my mister to treat your screens from inside out. So it will help protect you as they're coming through, but it's definitely not foolproof, as these insects are smaller than your standard size screen opening. So if you're having a no-see-um issue, the highest recommendation I can give is to just spend the money and get yourself the no-see-um screening that they have, which, for those of you who don't know, instead of having 1 hole in standard screen, this one has 4 holes. So it is literally 25% the size. It still allows a good amount of airflow through. You can still see through it well, but it will significantly cut down on anything coming through to bite you.
How safe is it for the pets? I have 2 dogs in my house. People have a lot of pets. How is it safe for the animals?
Absolutely. So this question comes up a lot in our industry, because danger, poison, where the bug guy, and you see us wearing masks and all other kinds of things. And one of the most important things to remember is, as a pest control professional, I'm using concentrates. I'm using the highest of the highest concentrates. When I put them in my backpack sprayer or my little B&G silver can that you see people spraying with, it is significantly cut down to where we are treating insects like roaches and ants. So we're not going to have a dose high enough out on your property to kill a small animal. That's the purpose. That's part of hiring the professional, of knowing that the product is mixed correctly and it's applied correctly. Mm-hmm. Also, no people or pets should be present within 30 minutes to 45 minutes of the product being applied. Once the product is dry, it is 100% safe according to the labels for people and pets to re-enter the area and go about normal. And that includes, and this is very important, that includes dogs eating the grass. A lot of people get really, really nervous about that because they see some of our products out there.
Exactly.
And it's just such a minor dose. It's not going to affect even the smallest of dogs once it is dried properly as per the label. That's why you see the sign out in front of the house that we put there.
Exactly.
That's warning people that are walking their pets by, hey, we just treated this property, keep your pet off this lawn.
Yeah, I was going to mention that I see that a lot, the labels, the signs on the yards. I guess your job sometimes is like a first respondent job. So let's say I see a mouse in my house and I scream and I call you. How quickly can you come and show up and treat it and get rid of the mouse?
So when it comes to a live rodent inside your house right now, live in time, I come immediately. I don't care if it's Sunday. I don't care if it's 2:30 in the morning. I respond. That is something that is very hard to deal with as a homeowner. Myself, before I was in this industry, my wife sat down on the toilet and one came out of the toilet and we had to chase it around our house. So I had this experience before I was in this industry over 20 years ago that showed me exactly what that feels like. So after that, I could never leave someone like that. So it is an instantaneous response, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for a live rat inside your home.
See, so having a cat doesn't help. We still need you to get the mouse out of the Mickey Mouse out of the house.
That's right.
One misconception homeowners have about pest control.
There's quite a few. Probably one of the biggest is that we can just come there, spray, and it's done.
Right.
We don't carry a magic wand, and part of what we do is we're battling nature. So we're having to look at how you live, and we don't want to interrupt your life cycle. If you live a certain way, you don't want to say, hey, you can't do this, you can't clean your floors, you can't. So we try to work around the homeowner, but we also have to set proper expectations, because there are people that think we come out, we spray once, and then they see a bug in 3 days. So it is important to know that we're not miracle workers, but we are very dedicated in what we do, and we give warranties. So when we come out and we treat your home, we're going to give you a call in a couple weeks and make sure you're not still having a problem. And if you are, most companies, including myself, we're going to come back and we're going to treat until the problem is resolved. But you just have to kind of go with the process and trust in your professional to give you the timeline to things to go away for you, because not everything is going to be instantaneous, unfortunately.
Of course. Can you think of any funny story that came up in your career?
Probably the funniest thing I've had happen to me is while I was doing a rodent proofing many years ago. It was in Northport, and I was in the attic and I was running around doing traps, just looking for tunneling inside of the attic and just making sure we had everything buttoned up. And I started hearing snorting downstairs, and it kind of threw me off. And I go down because it just kept getting louder, and there were two full-grown pigs in the living room. In the house. The homeowner was there smiling away, and apparently these little guys they came in, they were wild, because this is back when Northport wasn't exactly super built. So, I guess they just visited and they were just friends, and I actually became friends with these little pigs, and it was just the funniest little thing, because it's not something that you typically see within a city limit. It was just definitely one that took me by surprise because, pigs are farm animals. And we don't have a lot of farms in this area anymore.
Wow, that's interesting. That's not a usual pet you will find in the houses, right? A pig. You never know what you'll see in the houses.
Not these days. Nope.
Dave, how does your owner-operated pest service differs from the larger companies we have on the market? How would you say you stand out? Why should we choose you?
One of the biggest things that stand that with me is you get me. It's not you call and then you get Becky in the office, who then gives it to Samuel, the supervisor, who gives it to Cody, the technician, who comes to your house, and then Becky gave the wrong information. It's me. You call me, you text me, I'm the biller, I'm the service worker, I'm the one in your driveway, I'm the one accountable to you. It's not anybody else. So you get me, and you get no hidden charges, no surprises. What I say is what I do. And there's no changing that because it's me. It's one person that you can hold accountable and not.
That's wonderful.
Six.
This is this personal touch we get from you. It's just we call you and we get you, you show up and you do the job. That's wonderful.
Every time.
That's what people like most, because nowadays we don't get it very often, unfortunately. Wonderful. So how do we find you? If somebody needs you, if my clients or somebody needs you, how do we find you? What are your contacts?
I can be found on Facebook at Radical Pest. I'm on the internet at radicalpest.com. That's pretty much where you can find me. Yeah, I can be reached 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, including holidays for emergencies. So I have 20 years of experience and happy to help anybody with just advice. If you're unsure or just want a second opinion, if you feel like something just seems a little off or something seems a little too expensive, I don't charge for my inspections, so I'm happy to come out and give anybody a fair, transparent quote.
That's awesome. Thank you, Dave. Again, we're talking to David Celentano from Radical Pest Solutions today, and I will leave all the contact information below the video so you can reach out if you see mice or mosquitoes in your backyard. Contact Dave. He's going to help you right away.